I do mean considerably closer. But we have actually found uranium, and quite a bit of it actually. We've got a chunk under me, which I've already mined most of that out, but there's a bunch over there on the surface, and I don't know if I can get the angle on it or not, but there's actually 2 more deposits on the bottom side of this thing. So we're going to do a little bit of mining, and what I had said originally was that if we could find a good place with a lot of uranium, it might actually benefit us to set up our station here. But I don't know, because there's a giant chunk of iron, obviously. But I'm kind of hesitant to set up here, because I don't know if what we're going to be looking at for hostiles showing up, because we've actually had quite a few NPCs flying through here, through the general area. But I'm not sure we're going to stay here long term. What I may do is go ahead and finish mining out this deposit. And like I said, there's not much left in here at this point. I want to say like 50k out of uranium out. Turn that on. And show you just basically, it wasn't a huge deposit, but it was enough to justify coming down here and grabbing it. So, don't have a whole lot more in here to grab. I mean, it really is just picking up the dregs of it all. And, you know, never hurts to grab a little bit of stone. Figure we can always use a little bit more gravel, especially since we have all of our growing plots that we need to deal with, because most of those take gravel. So, you know, it's like, go ahead and grab some of this out of here. Now, what are we going to do long term? Well, we're heading towards the Earth-like planet. I'm thinking I want to get down there before we really worry too much about being like having a station out here. I think having an orbital station might not be bad, and the ship may get converted over into an orbital station. One, because we already have it, makes it easier because then we're just converting it. And 2, the ship does not have the ability to obviously enter any type of gravitational well, like no planetary gravity, because it's ions. It doesn't have anything to get us back into space if we actually do. Now, one of the things that I am thinking about doing, when I actually made parts to do so, is actually adding some parachute blocks. Mainly because of the fact that if we get too close, I want to have a way for us to get into the atmosphere without killing ourselves. Now, I did have somebody ask about the planetary atmospheric physics. We do have the atmospheric physics mod loaded, which includes the deadly reentry, which is why I was saying last time, we kind of need to be careful. If we get too close to the planet, we are going to have problems with the ship. Nothing worse than running into a situation where, you know, basically we're yeah, it may look pretty, but I would rather not burn up entering an atmosphere. So let's grab a little bit more of this. And as you can tell, I've basically been here for a while mining this stuff out. Let's grab a little bit more. Right, how's that? Looking for everything. Like I said, we were pushing about 50k uranium, so I'm hoping that this should be enough. Part of the problem with the uranium in the game right now is the fact that some of the ammo uses it. Like you use it for, I think, railgun ammo and maybe the assault cannon. Like the howitzer style shells. So, yeah. Alright, so let's go ahead and do a little bit more of this. Go ahead and just clear out all this stuff over here to make sure we've got all of this. So I figure we'll come through and just clean up the portion of it that we've actually mined out, just to make sure we got rid of all of the little nuggets. And we are using a mod called Sneaky Tools, I think it's called. What it's called. Basically, it reduces the volume of all of the your hand tools, so we can have conversations and not have to listen to it jackhammering into the mountainside. Let me go check to see what our uranium looks like. Alright, so almost. And a little bit more there, a little bit more there. The rest of it's basically coming in here. There you go. It's actually a not an insignificant amount of uranium pulled out of here. I actually have a little bit of stone. What I've been doing is actually picking all of it up, and that way we're okay. We got Skippy coming in. That way we would have at least, you know, like 8 or 9K of it. So we're at 45-ish, 46. Not too bad. We're gonna swip you around, and let's go. Yeah, close enough. All right. So I think with what we've got, that should do us pretty well for a while. I do have this whole area saved, so I do know where it's at. We'll be able to come back to it if we decide that we want to actually set up a base here. And like I said, we have enough material, even on this asteroid. If we basically bring a small mining ship, we should be able to get a pretty much a full base up and running here. What we're going to do for now is let's go ahead and resume our trip to Earth, because we're going to get a lot closer than this. Alright, so and look, we had a dangerous reaver spawn show up. Alright. But yeah, like I was saying, so you've got a little bit more uranium there. There's a couple of big iron deposits on this thing. And then down on the bottom of the asteroid, there's a couple of uranium deposits. I think there might be an iron deposit on that side too. Right, so let's bring ourselves this way. And let's see if we can get a last look here. Nope. Alright, well. And I've turned on 3 of the 4 jump drives. That way, if in the case we need to get the hell out of here, we'll have an extra jump drive to do so. And we are going to get ourselves a little bit of speed going with all these reactors or refineries running, and the shields and jump drives and everything. Oh. Alright, so let's take a look and see. We're at 29. So we've got 5 more jumps before we're there, roughly. What I'm worried about is having something pop up that we're not expecting. Oh, I forgot there was an abandoned shipwreck that we had found. Oh, let's see here. I'll turn the GPS off for now. I got the important stuff out of it, but it had some missiles and things on it that I would like to have picked up. Oh well. What I'm thinking is that for the reavers, if we can get one close to the planet, we may actually go fly by and say hello. Oh, but otherwise, I think we're gonna just kind of hang out away from these guys. Let's get our speed up. Since we're using the atmospheric mod, we are actually going to be able to go over the 100-meter-a-second speed limit. I think it takes us up to 150 total, 160 in suit. Yeah, that should be good. Alright, so I did go through and we've gone ahead and moved everything out of all the assemblers and everything, so we actually ended up with not a insignificant amount of ammo. Unfortunately, I don't have any 30-round cannons. Those are the artillery shells. And those are the rail guns. Let's see. Alright, so I've got no 130s. Okay, so let's get in here. And I want to go ammo. I need ammo for the 130 rounds. Or the 150s. Actually, do I have any 150s? Okay, I've got a little bit of 150 ammo left. But all the ammo that we have is actually loaded, so I want 600 wouldn't be a bad idea. 2, 1, 2, 5. It's a lot of iron. I need 2,700 magnesium. Which I don't think we have, which means we're going to have to stop. Yeah, we're going to need like 2K of it. I think I have pretty much everything else. Cobalt we're actually going to be running low on too. We use about half of our remaining cobalt. Nickel's not an issue. Iron is obviously not an issue. But yeah. Right, so magnesium is going to be our next hot topic item. So what we'll probably do is see if we can find a spot. Is there anything on the... Yeah, I'm trying to figure out if there's stuff I want to look for specifically besides magnesium. Like because if we go to the Earth-like planet, which is where we're heading, we're looking at basically almost everything except for platinum and uranium being available on the planet. So it could be worth trying to find a spot on the planet that has magnesium and then at least like cobalt, silver, or gold. One of the materials that we can't easily get from stone. Because nickel, silicon, and iron we can get from the stone, so I'm not worried about those. H2O we get from the lakes. Iron and silver. There's probably some magnesium over here somewhere. Or to take a guess, I would say it's probably... it's iron over there. So there might be magnesium on that, but I don't think so. I'm seeing giant chunks of iron from here. Nickel is over there. And it's not like we're in a huge hurry getting to either the planet or finding resources. Just like to get from point A to point B. Whoop, there's magnesium. Oh, yeah. See, it's always nice when we find it, right? It gives you an idea of just how fast we actually were going. Alright, so shuttles. And that actually looks like there might be a ship or something down there. But we've seen SEMs show up. We've now seen IMDC. Obviously the pirates have shown up. I haven't seen any of the orcs yet, so I'm not going to complain too much on that. We've been seeing the Reaver spawns, but none of the actual ships. And I'm wondering, because of the ship that we have, this thing may... So there's an underlying system for the way that the Reavers and orcs and stuff work. And some of it's based off of the grids that you have available in the area and the strength that those grids project. So this thing projects a pretty impressive amount of points. So I'm thinking that we may only be seeing the dangerous encounters for Reavers because of the fact that this ship is basically a little overpowered. Well, at least for, you know, normal one-on-one fights. And it looks like everything is charged. So what we're going to do is we're going to close in on the magnesium, see if we can... That's the alien world. So it's below us. What we'll do is we'll position it so that our nose is pointing mostly in the direction of where we need to go. So let's get ourselves around on this way. Some ice over there. So I'm hoping that this ends up being a good node of magnesium, but I'm not thinking it's going to. Looking at it, it's kind of sparse. What we'll do is get in there. Get ship mostly pointed in the right direction, and we're doing that because if we need to get out of here quickly, I want to be able to just hit the jump and go. I don't want to have to play around with getting things in position and figuring out where we're trying to get to. Need is, let's bring your nose down. You should maybe bring the nose up a little bit. Actually, it looks like there might be some magnesium. Yeah, there's magnesium in there. So okay. Like I said, I want to get us where we're within like 50 or so of the resources. Let's get out. We're gonna go hit some magnesium. Yeah, that was extremely nice to be able to find that. And it's gonna be over here. There it is. I should probably put some spotlights on this thing. Huh. Wait a second. I'm missing some blocks there. Huh. Wonder where those got off to. Right. So go ahead and get this. Let Bob pick up all the yummy, yummy resources. So, what I love is the fact that we're actually in the gravity envelope for the ship. They're buying ores, right? We might end up doing some trading. Everybody wants magnesium and uranium. It's not unheard of for stations, for the NPCs not to be buying either magnesium or uranium, but it always is surprising when you find them. At least for me. Because I'm never sure what they're going to have or what they're going to buy. If he's selling, is he selling parts, I think? Yeah. Which is fun. How much magnesium do I have? I've got 9K on me. Do a little bit more.
Inventory is maybe consider changing.
Maybe I shouldn't have put the snarky sounds in. I'm gonna see how much this we have. This is one of the few things that it's like this and uranium are pretty much the stuff that I would constantly mine. It's like never have enough of. But I'm not sure how useful the uranium is going to be once we're, well, I mean, having it's always going to be better than not having it, obviously, but if we end up actually building a station or a, like headquarters building somewhere on the planet, I don't want to be reliant on a fuel supply that I may not be able to get a hold of. So he's processing. Okay. So let's go 3K. So not as much stone as I thought might have gotten. So let's go ahead and grab this. Let's see here. Drop this there just because we can. So uranium will go all the way to the back. It'll process the magnet. Actually, you know what? No, let's process the stone just to get it out of our inventory. There. And then that leaves basically everything else. So that's magnesium there, and I thought if we come down here, I thought I saw some, yep, there it is. Which I don't know how much is in that. Looks like it might actually be a pretty good node. There's potential for a pretty good node at least. I should have done it this way. Okay, that scrapes it. So, yeah, that's at least another 50 or 60k. Which isn't bad. Okay, so what I think we'll do then is let's do another GPS. I think this one is 7, and this is going to be just magnesium. Yeah, did it again. Alright. And just because I just can't leave it sitting here. It's here, you know, it's like grab it while we can, right? Because you know what's going to happen is if I don't pick it up when I need it, I'm not going to have it. Where if I pick up all of the magnesium I can find everywhere I go, I'll never need it.
No matter how hard you look, that will never. You seem to be overloading. Have you considered our inventory DLC?
Thanks, Wasted. Appreciate that. Alright. Actually, let's go. You're gonna be drop you there. And balances out a little bit. I just have a feeling that we've got, because see, I saw something pop up, say exploration ship. And so I'm kind of worried that it's over there. All right. Let's go take a look. We've got a combat ship, right? But I have a bad feeling about this. Guess it's going to be below us and slightly behind us over here somewhere. So I'm going to get away from the asteroid. And it looks like so are you tracking that as friendly? I think it's tracking that as friendly. Guess I'll find out in a minute. I think they're tracking that as friendly. Those used to be unidentified, or used to be neutrals. So, if you're showing up friendly now, come to a stop. Okay. It's coming to a stop. It's fine. Let's get out, take a look. Man, I'm not gonna say no to free stuff, right? Got it. Alright. So, is there any of these that we can... Doesn't look like it. Ah, there it is. Badger grinder. Alright, well. Awesome. Thank you. And it is there. More absolute goodness. Kind of curious as to where the sensor is. I guess I took it out, huh? Or is it behind one of the batteries or buttons, rather? I bet it was behind one of the buttons, and I ground it down without even realizing it. Thruster. No, I'm not seeing any sensors. Alright, well. There we go. And it's nice that we can find the ship fairly easy because it's a giant yellow wedge. Alright, so head back here. We're going to drop stuff off in the ship. That would be a big ship over there. Alright, so I'm kind of curious now. We'll drop all that off. It never hurts having a little bit of food with us. Alright, so behind us to the port. Alright. Okay, so let's get up here. And I want to get us mostly pointed in the right direction. What is that? Well, it looks like it took a beating, whatever it is. Oh. The front of it is just absolutely trashed. Alright, so let's see if we can close in on it. Since we don't know what it is, I'm assuming that it is probably hostile since it doesn't have an antenna up. So it's fine if we end up crossing slightly behind it. But I am more worried about it shooting at us than anything else. It looks like we might be coming up underneath it. Like I said, I'm more worried about the thing shooting at me than anything else. I'm definitely taking a beating. So what we're trying to do is get ourselves aligned to its direction of travel so that we can close on it. So with where we're going, we need to go up. And we're going to do a little bit of manual braking. Damn it, space engineers. All right, I think that's not bad. Gremlin looks like it's moving mostly parallel to us. But I think we're going to go take a look on this thing and see if we can find out what's on board. I don't want to get too close because we do have shields up, and because of that, if we get too close, it's going to cause a problem. But I mean, that thing is mostly gutted. Alright, so that looks like okay, that should be good. Alright, let's go take a look really quick. Now, I don't have much ammo with me, but that's okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a cursory look around the outside of it first. Man, this thing is beat the hell up. Which way are you coming? It's coming towards us. Alright. What I'm worried about is there being hidden warheads on it. So I may go take a shot with the main cannons and alright, so there is definitely stuff on here worth salvaging. I'm seeing a couple of refineries. Gyros. Alright. It's worth taking a chance on it, on salvaging it. So let's put that away. Let's see if this guy is actually coming towards us. Yeah, you're well close enough to be an issue. And right about you're 3.5 out. There you go. Yeah, go back the other way. Oh, this is my salvage. All right. So the question is how close can we get to this thing? I mean, it's not like we're really zipping along here, but so this should be, we're close enough for the bobs to get involved. That's all that matters. All right, so I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do a little bit of well, salvage. I'm more worried about the components than I am about, well, I should say the scrap than I am anything else, because we're not going to get components from it. Just to show you. See if these guys are pulling anything. We should be seeing scrap somewhere showing up here. It may. I wonder if it's pushing it already. Or are you guys actually pulling components even though you're not supposed to be? Because it should be pulling scrap. Alright. Yeah, it's pulling scrap. Okay. Just making sure. Awesome. Alright, so yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll leave this one here. I'm just going to let the bobs take this thing apart. If I can keep it... Is that a command chair? They're command chairs, because that's actually the command deck, huh? Alright, so which way are you going? Are you drifting? Alright, that should be good. So yeah, while we're doing this, I am going to go ahead and leave this one here. But thank you all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's not as exciting as I was hoping it would be, but hey, you know what? Parts are parts. And it's not like we aren't going to use them. Alright, so let's hop in here. And like I said, I'm really worried about there just being some random warhead in here. That's a gyro. I had to stop and look at that for a second. I was like, oh. Yeah. Lots of batteries. There's going to be a lot of good scrap out of here, I think. Some cargo. See, whenever I find these things, there's usually like a warhead somewhere in the middle of the cargo array. Gravity generator, so we do have gravity on board. Alright. So let's do a quick check. I see a little bit of nickel, but I can't grab that. And lots of, wow, a whole lot of missiles. Okay, yeah, we definitely want those. Which I'm going to assume are the cargo boxes up there. A lot of gyros. Yeah, so this is actually not a bad find. Okay. I saw red and I'm like, oh. I'm telling you, man, I keep freaking out. I keep thinking that we've got warheads in here. Okay, so I think that's the ship. So I am going to actually leave this one here. I'm going to thank y'all for stopping and hopefully you enjoyed it. If so, you know the routine. I had a lot of fun hanging out with y'all as well, and always appreciate folks taking the time to spend a little bit of time with us. Hopefully this week will end up being a little bit more exciting as time progresses, but we'll see how it all plays out over the next couple of days. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. Hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy your week, and we will see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Those are all empty. See, this is the nice thing about having this mod. Oh, look at you. You've got something. You've got missiles that I can grab like 61 of.